entropy of the universe. Hello and welcome. Please, make yourself comfortable. Today we are going to speak of the deepest, most profound, and most silent law that governs everything you have ever known, everything you have ever loved, and every story that has ever been told. We are going to talk about the hidden current of time itself. We are going to talk about the entropy of the universe. Now, I know that word can sound clinical, scientific, perhaps even a little cold. Entropy. But I want to ask you to forget any dry definitions you might have heard. Forget for a moment the language of equations and laboratories. Instead, I want you to imagine. Imagine the most magnificent, intricate ice castle, crafted by a master artisan. Every spire is a needle of perfect clarity, every wall a mosaic of frozen fractals, catching the dawn light in a billion tiny sparks. It is a structure of perfect, breathtaking order. Now watch as the sun rises higher. A single drop of water forms at the tip of a spire. It trembles, holds for a moment, and then falls. Then another, and another. Slowly, inevitably, the sharp edges begin to soften. The perfect geometry begins to slump. The castle is flowing, returning to the formless water from which it came. That slow, beautiful, and tragic melting. That is a whisper of entropy. It is not destruction. It is a transformation from order to disorder, from concentration to diffusion, from a unique and fragile pattern back into the common pool of possibility. This is not a force you can see, like gravity, pulling you to the earth. It is not a force you can feel, like magnetism. It is far more subtle and far more powerful. It is the reason why your hot coffee eventually becomes one with the cool air of the room. It is the reason a sandcastle on the beach cannot build itself back up after a wave. It is the silent, inexorable arrow on the compass of time, pointing in one direction and one direction only, forward. Why can we remember the past, but not the future? Think about that for a moment. It seems like a silly question, but it is at the very heart of the mystery of our existence. It is because of entropy. The past is a state of lower entropy, more ordered, more concentrated. The future is a state of higher entropy, more spread out, more disordered. Our consciousness, our very ability to form memories, is surfing this wave of increasing entropy. We are creatures of the gradient, born in the narrow window between a universe that was too ordered and a universe that will be too disordered to support the delicate structures we call life and thought. So, let's journey together. Let's trace this arc of cosmic history, from the first breath of creation to the final silent whisper at the end of time. In the beginning, as far as our best stories can tell us, there was a seed. Not a seed of matter, but a seed of potential, a point of such immense energy, such unimaginable density, that all the forces we know, gravity, electromagnetism, the nuclear forces, were fused into one, unified, perfect symmetry. This was the moment of the Big Bang. But I want you to envision it not as an explosion, but as a bloom, a sudden, violent unfurling of space and time themselves. And here is the first and most profound mystery. This newborn universe, in its very first instant, was in a state of almost impossibly low entropy. It was ordered. It was uniform. A cosmic canvas, hot and dense, but stunningly smooth. There were no galaxies, no stars, no planets, just a primordial soup of energy, a sea of potential, waiting. Why was it like this? Why was the universe born with such perfect, pristine order? This, my friends, is perhaps the greatest unanswered question in all of physics. Was it simply the initial condition, a given, or was our universe, as some daring theories suggest, just one bud on a vast, infinite, multiversal tree, and we just happen to find ourselves in the one where the starting conditions were just right for us to eventually ask these very questions? From that moment of perfect order, the great journey began, and the engine of that journey is entropy. The universe, like that ice castle in the sun, began to seek a state of greater disorder. But here is the magic. This drive towards disorder is precisely what creates all the beautiful, complex structures we see around us. Think of a waterfall. The water at the top of the falls has gravitational potential energy. It is concentrated, ordered. As it falls, that order is dissipated. It turns into sound, into spray, into the chaotic, turbulent motion of the river below. That dissipation is an increase in entropy. But in that chaos, in that spray, tiny rainbows are born. The roar of the water is a symphony of disordered energy. The universe's slide into disorder is not a bland, featureless slide. It is a creative, violent, and magnificent process. As the universe expanded and cooled, that initial, smooth energy began to clump. Tiny, random quantum fluctuations, microscopic seeds of imperfection were stretched to cosmic proportions by the rapid inflation of space. These tiny pockets of slightly higher density became the gravitational wells that would eventually pull in matter, forming the first galaxies, the first stars. A star is a magnificent entropy engine. It takes the simple, ordered fuel of hydrogen, the most basic element, and, in the crushing furnace of its core, fuses it into heavier, more complex elements like helium, carbon, and oxygen. This process releases a colossal amount of energy, which floods out into the cold vacuum of space as light and heat. This is a massive increase in entropy. The concentrated potential of hydrogen is being dissipated into a radiant, disordered bath of photons across the cosmos. But in doing so, the star is also creating complexity. Inside those stellar forges, the carbon that is the backbone of your DNA was forged. The oxygen you breathe was created. The iron in your blood was born in the final, violent death throes of a massive star, a supernova that scattered these newly minted elements across the galaxy like a cosmic gardener sowing seeds. From the supreme order of the Big Bang, entropy drove the universe to create the beautiful, intricate disorder of the cosmic web: galaxies, nebulae, stars, and planets. And on at least one of those planets, a very special kind of complexity emerged: life. You are a local rebellion against entropy. Consider your own body. You are a structure of immense order. Your cells are meticulously organized. Your DNA is a code of breathtaking precision. You take in ordered, concentrated energy from the sun, stored in plants and animals as food. You use that energy to maintain your own exquisite internal order, to build new cells, to think, to feel, to love. But you cannot win against the cosmic tide. In maintaining your order, you increase the disorder around you. You dissipate energy as heat. You break down complex molecules into simpler waste. You are a whirlpool in the river of time, a temporary, dynamic pattern that persists by constantly drawing in order and expelling disorder back into the universe. Your very consciousness, that feeling of being a self, of having a past and a future, is a manifestation of this entropy gradient. You are a process, not a thing. You are a story the universe is telling itself, a story that only makes sense when read from the ordered past towards the disordered future. So, if the universe is on a one-way journey from order to disorder, where is it going? What is the ultimate destination of this cosmic story? The vision is both terrifying and profoundly peaceful. Scientists call it the heat death of the universe. Imagine, trillions upon trillions of years from now. The universe has continued to expand. All the stars, having exhausted their nuclear fuel, have burned out. They have become cold, black cinders, white dwarfs, neutron stars, black holes. The galaxies themselves will have evaporated, their stars drifting apart like dimming embers in an ever-cooling fireplace. The universe will be a vast, dark, and incredibly dilute soup of subatomic particles and photons. The temperature will be almost perfectly uniform, just a fraction of a degree above absolute zero. There will be no hot spots, no cold spots, no places of concentration, no places of order. This is the state of maximum entropy. In this state, nothing can happen. A process requires a difference, a hot and a cold, a high pressure and a low pressure, an order and a disorder. In this final equilibrium, there are no gradients left. There is no more fuel for any engine, be it a star or a living cell. Time, as we understand it, loses its meaning. There is no before and after, because there is no change. There is only a vast, eternal, and silent stillness. It is the ultimate melting of the ice castle, until the entire cosmos is a perfectly smooth, lukewarm sea, with not a ripple left to tell the story of all that once was. This can feel like a bleak and nihilistic conclusion, the death of all light, the end of all stories, the erasure of all memory. But I invite you to see it through a different lens. See it as a cosmic return to unity, a final, deep meditation. The universe, after a furious and creative burst of existence, after giving birth to galaxies and life and consciousness, finally rests. It returns to a state of perfect, undifferentiated symmetry. The great cosmic breath is exhaled and held in silence. It is an end that is written into the very fabric of reality, giving shape and preciousness to everything that comes before it. The beauty of a sunset is intensified because we know the night must come. The urgency of life, of love, of creation is magnified a billionfold because we know this story is finite. This brings us to the most mystical question of all. Why are we here to witness this? In a universe destined for cold, silent uniformity, why did it bother to cook up beings like us, who can contemplate its beginning and its end? Beings who can feel awe and terror and a deep, spiritual connection to this vast cosmic drama? Are we merely a fleeting, accidental side effect? A cosmic coincidence? Or is there something more? Perhaps consciousness is not just a passenger on this journey, but an integral part of it. Perhaps the universe, in its drive towards disorder, must create complex observers to truly realize that disorder, to measure it, to experience it. In a very real sense, the universe becomes self-aware through us. We are the universe's senses. We are its way of looking back at itself and understanding its own nature, its own laws, and its own tragic, beautiful fate. Through our eyes, the universe sees its own galaxies. Through our science, it deciphers its own laws. And through our art, our music, and our poetry, it sings its own story, lamenting its own eventual passing. We are not separate from the cosmos. We are the cosmos. The carbon in our cells, the iron in our blood, the calcium in our bones, all of it was forged in the hearts of long-dead stars. We are stardust that has awakened. We are the universe's momentary, fleeting consciousness. And in our awareness of entropy, of time, of our own mortality, we find the deepest possible connection to the whole of existence. Your life, with all its joy and sorrow, its triumphs and failures, is a localized, conscious expression of the universe's great, unfolding story. You are a unique, ordered pattern that the cosmos has assembled just for a moment to experience the magnificent, heartbreaking flow from order to chaos. So, The next time you watch a fire burn down to embers, or see autumn leaves scatter in the wind, or simply feel the warmth of your own body slowly dissipate into the cool night air, remember, you are not just watching entropy, you are participating in it. You are a part of the most fundamental, the most creative, and the most inevitable process in all of reality. It is a process that begins with a silent, ordered seed, blooms into a firework display of glorious complex life, and ends in a quiet, dark, and unified sea. And we, you and I, are here for the bloom. What an incredible privilege that is. If this journey into the heart of cosmic reality resonated with you, if it sparked a sense of wonder, then please help this channel continue to explore the deepest mysteries of our existence. Like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our next adventure into the unknown. I would love to hear your thoughts. What does the entropy of the universe make you feel? Awe? Dread? A strange sense of peace? Please, leave a comment below and let's have a conversation. This is a mystery that touches us all, and your perspective is a valuable part of the story. And if you are hungry for more, if you want to dive even deeper into these ideas and explore a vision of reality where our universe is but one thread in a vast, cosmic hologram, then I invite you to check out my book, Holographic Multiverse. In it, we explore how the three-dimensional reality we experience might be a projection from a two-dimensional surface at the edge of the universe. Idea that turns our understanding of space, time, and entropy on its head. It's a wild, mind-expanding ride. The link to purchase Holographic Multiverse is in the video description below. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing this time with me. Remember, you are not just in the universe. The universe is in you. Go well.